Welcome to Old Guys Gentlemen's Flex Fountain Pens, episode number 71. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the Pilot Vanishing Point, but it's the Maki-e with Raden decoration on it, the Raden stripe and the water surface. I have reviewed the Vanishing Point or the capless pen before, but not with this particular model. So, I'll just be doing a writing demonstration with one of these because they're both the same. So the story about how I got these, I'd gotten just a black one before with no decorations on it, and I really kind of liked it. The cool thing about these guys is that they're very safe to carry, and it's kind of like a ballpoint. Pop it out, and you got this nice little nib that pops out, and it is, well, the ones I got are extra fine, which draws a really nice fine line, and they're 18K. Although you wouldn't notice that they're 18K. A lot of times with 18K you notice a little kind of a bounce. There's hardly any bounce in these nibs, and you'll see that in a bit. In any case, I had gone in and we were on our way for one of our big vacations before COVID, and I really had my heart set on getting this particular one. Let's see if I can bring this in. Really beautiful. So this is Urushi with Raden. So they take the basic pen, which is some sort of resin or plastic, and then they start putting layers of this Urushi lacquer over it, and then sanding it, and then applying the Raden meticulously, if I must say. And in these designs, they keep the colors relatively similar, so they kind of blend together. Really kind of like it. And it's not all over the pen, which makes it kind of really stand out. This particular design is called the Raden stripe. Might be Raden. Kind of a review about what these pens are about. That's the inside, and this protects the cartridge. Now, I cartridge fill all mine. You get about 1 milliliter that way, and when I'm done with it, I use a kind of a hypodermic needle, but with a kind of a blunt wide opening to refill it. There are cartridges that you can use. I'm not going to show you that, but they have about 80% of the volume if you're lucky to get that much. And the way these go together is there's a slot here. You put it in there and then close this up. And you're ready to go. Okay, so I had gotten this one at Anderson Pens in Chicago. We were on our way to the trip, this vacation of ours. And I really talked about how I like sparkly things. So that's when this guy came out and said, well, how about this? And this is a Galaxy Platinum pen, which I really like, but I think I like the bigger pieces of Raden, the tortoise shell or multicolored shell that's used that you see in these pens. And the reason why I show you this one is because there's a third in this series, I'll show you the second one in a bit here, that is also called a Galaxy, and it looks kind of like this in the center section, so it seemed kind of repetitive. And these are expensive pens. I think I paid $800. I think this one was also $800. And the one with this kind of design on it, but for this pen, you can find for, I think, around $500, something like that. I had made some sales, a bulk of sales on my Etsy store of the tilt well stuff that I sell, the ink saver and the pen stands and stuff like that. And so I had about $800 laying around, burning a hole in my pocket. And I thought, well, why not get another one of these? If someone would have told me a few years ago, would you spend $800 on a pen? I would go, you're crazy. Pens are like $1 or less. But I've really enjoyed this hobby so far. Anyhow, this one is called the Water Surface. As I said before, they made 3 in this series: the Raden stripe, the Water Surface, and then the Galaxy, which I do not have, and I probably will not get unless I have a lot of extra money finding its way into my pocket. Sorry if there's a lot of this. I really like the look of this. The other cool thing about this is it reminds me a little bit of the same kind of effect, but different, of these vintage Baby Todd Swan lizard skins, where it depends which angle you're looking at. It could look black at one point, and then you turn it, and then all of a sudden you see that there's a very colorful, bright design there. And that's what these do, but in multiple colors. So I kind of like that. I should cover the dimensions. Oh, they're also known as Maki-e capless. So it's not just pilot vanishing point. And the length of this closed is 5.5 inches. That thing only sticks out a small amount. The barrel diameter is 1/2 inch, which is perfect size for me. And I already talked about the ink capacity. So let's do some writing. This is an extra fine point, which for Japanese nibs is a pretty fine line. It's an 18K, I think it's rhodium plated gold nib. I think you can also get them just as gold without the plating, but they're all 14 karat. And as you'll see, there's no flex or anything, but it's just a nice writing, smooth writing pen. Every one of these I've ever gotten, which is only 3. Now maybe there was a 4th one. I've been a pretty smooth writer. All right, so very nice thin line. And now how much flex we got in there? Line thicker. There's always a little bit you can get. Yeah, see, there's just a tiny little bit there. But not really worth doing anything with in terms of your writing style. That's nice. Good pen, really beautiful. Sorry, I'm on a Raden kick, and I don't think. Anyhow, I hope you got some value out of that. I did, for the writing pleasure of it and looking at it. And until next time, thanks for watching.